Hey guys, let me show you how I did my horse. First time I used the contact sheet, the whole paint went under the sticky part because it doesn't stick well to the canvas. So I was looking around at different tapes of what I could use, so I went to Home Depot and I found the frog tape. This is I think they have two kinds. The other one is super strong, so I'm gonna try that one next time. Because when I used this one the other day, it's still only a little bit. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, so it has to be super perfect, but probably I should be happy with the way this worked. So I use this tape. It's frog tape, keeps paint out, keeps line sharp. It looks like this. It almost looks like the blue tape, only has more a different type of sticking adhesion on it that works a lot better than the blue tape or the contact tape. Second painting I did, so the first one I did was only with the contact sheet, so it was a major flop. Then I used the contact sheet and I stuck blue tape on top of the contact sheet with a little bit hanging off on the edge to stick that to the canvas. So that worked really well. The problem was the wet paint made the blue tape wet, made it raise up. So again, I ended up with having stuff going under my tape. This time what I did is I used my tape, but I put it under the sticky part on the contact paper, so this way it would stick and the plastic part on the contact sheet did not get wet, so it worked pretty well. The biggest mistake I did with this particular project, I stuck it in the heat, or actually in the sun for a few minutes till I figured out with some of the people that it's not good to put paint outside in the sun. So the sun kind of warmed it up, so I think it started on gluing a couple of things. So I ended up with like a couple of small painting flowing under the tape. But overall, it turned out awesome. So the way I did it, and this was the hard way, the way I did it, so this time I think I'm gonna go do it easier. So I printed out a horse, or the silhouette, the size I wanted it for the canvas. And you gotta remember, because I've done this many times, messed up, I drew the horse on the paper end, on the non-sticky end, so my horse ended up being backwards. And I like my horse going this way, looking to my left. I don't know if I'm just weird, but that's how I like it. So make sure you draw your horse in the direction you want, or your silhouette. You want it to point on the canvas, so then you have to flip it over on your sticky part. Okay? Wait a second, this way. Sorry. So it's facing this way on a sticky part, right? Because you're gonna be cutting out the horse, and you're gonna be left over with this other side of the horse. So that's what defines which way your horse goes. Now when I did it this way, that's when my horse was going backwards. I don't know if you can understand what I'm trying to say here. So the only thing, when I draw it on this first, I have to lift up the sticky stuff to draw it again on a contact sheet, on the non-sticky part. So let me outline it first. Let me go to you. I'm outlining right here. I tried a pen, that doesn't work well, so I'm using a pencil this time. And the other thing is, when you're making silhouettes, if you have a lot of curves, like the nose here, that's more likely it's not going to stick as well, and you're going to end up with some kind of drip under that. So it's important to make sure your curves are nice and like rounded and not corners, because that will also have an effect on how your horse sticks to the canvas or your silhouette. Okay, so here's my horse. Now, to make it easier for me, I cut it out. Now when you cut this piece out, make sure you leave enough to the left of the horse that will cover the canvas so you won't get paint on it. And because I'm going to try to do this, demonstrate this on a smaller canvas, because that's the only canvas I have left now. Actually, I'm going to make it bigger because I want to remake this horse on a different canvas. So I want to give myself enough space for the paint to end up here. I'm going to use some tape to help me open up the ends here. So just fold it back to make sure the tape doesn't stick to each other. Right there. And I learned this from my fiance, this trick. This way, and I'm going to do one on the back of it, on the bottom. You guys are seeing what I'm doing here. There you go. So see, this gives me a handle to separate these two sheets. You see that? Because guess what I'm going to be doing after here? I usually need to put some weight here. So I'm kind of going to open this up and just kind of eyeball what I want the tape to end. It's just, this is kind of a guide because this is where I'm going to glue my tape. My, what kind of tape is that? I forgot the name of it. Frog tape. I'm going to open this up here. And you make sure you glue it back down so it won't get damaged or stuff stick to it. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be cutting away anyway, so it's going to go like that. And here. Here. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer. Right there. Okay. So now I'm going to take my tape. And I'm going to place the tape along the line, maybe a little bit in to make sure I covered all the bases, with the sticky part down to this. So basically sticking it on the non-sticky part of the contact sheet. I'm sure there's names for these and I don't know, so excuse me if I mess up. So I'm going to put my lid back here. And now I'm going to do the taping. So I'm going to go outline. And I can go under here, doesn't matter because that contact part, the sticky part will get stuck on this green paper. And I like taping it down here so it makes my sheet not move so much around. Here's my horse face. Try not to touch the edges too much on the inside so you won't take off that tape. Do one in here. Here. Make sure I cover the ear because that happened to me earlier. I forgot to have a ear stuck in it. And the part that's kind of not sticking, well, I just cut it off for now because I don't need it anyway. And I need the bottom right there. Even though I don't, because I can just let the horse kind of hang loose. So I'm gonna put one more up here to make it extend a little bit out more. There you go. So now you take your contact paper back and gently make sure you put it back evenly, no bending, no wrinkles or anything. Okay? So now this is all stuck on my green paper. I still have to see where the line of horse is. I'm gonna make this a little bit more visible. I can see the rest pretty well. Alright, so now I'm just going to start cutting out the silhouette. I like my tape to be there so when I put it on the canvas I can hang on to something. Alright, so yeah, put your tape further down. So I guess I'm going to have to put another tape here. And the other thing I noticed is the bigger the scissor, the more likely I'm going to mess up. So on the big parts I cut it with the big scissors, and then I'm going to leave that over there. I'm going to go cut it out with the small scissors to get into the corners without tweaking the corners much. I brought my small scissors. I don't know if a blade would work better. I don't have a blade, so and every time I use a blade I end up with extra cuts in my designs or in my cutouts. And I like to go in these curvy spots from this end of the horse because the scissors tend to tweak the part that you're leaning against. So that was making it also for me not stick as well. So I'm just going left-handed from that direction. Now the other thing, if you're gonna wet your canvas from the back of it, and you already stuck this horse on it, it will definitely lose its stickiness and the horse starts peeling away. So I would say if you need to wet your canvas, do it way before, let it dry, and then put the horse on. In fact, what I started doing is my uncle told me to use Elmer's glue, wood glue, mix it with half water, so 1-to-1 ratio, glue and water, and then paint it on the back of the canvas, which will make it seal in so the moisture won't get to my, oh yeah, don't cut past that. It will seal in the canvas so the humidity won't get to the canvas, which will distort the paint later. So I started doing that. And the horse ear, I like to have a tiny bit rounded down. Don't lose that part because I lost it. I had to put 2 pieces in there the other day because my tape wasn't long enough. I spaced out. Perfect. Here's my cutout, which I like to use for my next time because this is a little bit flimsy, so easier to mess up the detail. This one is nice already firm. It's easier to lay down and draw. So here's my horse cutout right there. Yesterday when I made my horse, I cut through and I lost this part, so I had to figure out where to put it back into my design. So here's the horse, here's my canvas. So now what I do is I kind of eyeball it where I want it. And because this is a square one, I could go this way, but I don't want to. Let's see, I think this would be perfect. I want to make it such way that maybe the horse tilts down a little bit so the swiping colors can go off that way. Naturally that way. Okay, perfect. So see how the green tape is stuck to the contact paper? This is perfect. This is a little bit challenging right there, but you'll get the hang of it. Oh, no. Crap. Oh shoot, I'm sticking it everywhere in my hands. That's what happens when I put myself on the spot. I mess up quickly. A little bit of struggle, but I got it on. So because my canvas is small, this is going to be a problem for me right here. Because what happens is it sticks to the table, and then when I want to move the horse around, the whole thing just sticks, and then I'm afraid I'm pulling it off my canvas. Just work the edges in. Now see here, now there's a chance for me I can get paint there. So what I'm going to do is I'll just stick a little bit of extra contact paper there. Secure it with some green tape at this time. is, I don't want to cut it off because I'm going to be using this on a bigger canvas. This is just for demonstration here. I don't want it sticking. There you go. Okay, so check it out. I don't know if you can see this, but look how well it's stuck. See that? Now, if I would put water on the back of it to spray it to tighten the, this is actually pretty tight, I don't need to, then this will start getting unglued. What I noticed though, when I was using the tape, I let the glue dry too long, so when I was pulling it off, the glue was sticky, so it was pulling off the glue, off the paint off of the, so the paint was still sticky, like hard and rubbery, so it's like, I should have removed the horse off the paint a lot sooner. But wait, this is it. This is what I do. And now you can just do your pour and swipe. Hope this helped. Catch you guys later.